Good morning, guys. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I showed it some RAD pre-market. It's up 5 days in a row, almost a triple. I'm probably gonna get stopped out of this first starter. I did 25,000 shares. I have 75,000 shares located, so this is about third size for me. It looks like I may get stopped out of this first starter attempt. It's up $3 in pre-market, and yesterday it was up $3. I think it's gonna have a $2, $3, $4 down day eventually, and more on a swing trade basis. Question is, how high can it go first? Maybe it goes to 25 or 30. I'm a little bit annoyed that I missed the entry on the first day. The funny thing is, I was actually long here. I bought it when it reclaimed VWAP here midday, but then it slammed below VWAP and I got stopped out, and I never got back in again. The stock is all up almost 85% since. It's a little bit annoying. I had too tight of a stop. I should have used, like, I don't know, maybe the lows of the day or the recent retracement lows as my stop. Slightly annoying. Yeah, I very much hope that RAD is not as choppy as CLVS was. CLVS, I took a $150,000 loss, or like two losses. I lost on this day and I lost on this day. And then, I didn't have enough size on the way down. I had less size on the way down when it finally cracked, and I never sized in large. I just made back my losses, and that's it. Overall, I was probably break even on this CLVS trade. I hope it doesn't happen on RAD. I want a clean trade. I don't want to lose 100,000 or 150,000 before I nail it. I just want a clean trade. I rarely get a clean trade because I'm usually a little bit too eager on the front side. That's okay. I'll get started in about 5 minutes. I just gotta finish up food. Alright, let's get started. I'll start with my portfolio. This is my main portfolio. $402,000 unrealized. I haven't been over 400,000 unrealized since I think July or something. That's nice. That means the market is probably near a short-term top. And this is my secondary account, also looking good. Like, most things are working right now, so there's not much to complain about. And I also have a third account where I have this FCEL, which is up. Yeah, it's up pretty much 100% from my entry before Christmas. I have to watch this RAD with one eye because it's very close to stopping me out. STRL is probably the only thing not working this morning. It's gapping down from my. This is very similar to my AR trade and K trades. These were all beaten down oil gas names that had news, and STRL was the same thing. They had news, and I bought it opening range highs, shot up 47% very quick, and now it's kind of fading back a little bit. But I'm using it a little bit below break even as my stop. And I've also sold, I think, about a quarter or maybe even a third. ITCI is a short I initiated yesterday. I don't think I'm gonna add to this. I already have a lot of exposure to a lot of stuff, and I'm also gonna take a big position in RAD today. But if I hadn't had a lot of things on my plate, I would probably try to add to this thing. ENDP, I'm very close getting stopped out. It's been going sideways for 2 months. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm growing tired of it. MNK, I sold more than half yesterday as it closed below this 20-day moving average. And, it tried to break out of this range. It couldn't. It's nowhere right now. It's very easy to rebuy it over this 390 or so. Called like a couple of days ago, like $70 or so. High tide flag. I also tweeted this thing. Why can't this thing go to 90 or 100 in this market? Why not? MU straight up since entry. DXM just been going sideways for about a month. SC just been going sideways since I bought it before Christmas. TDOC, CHK, it looks good. I've just been raising my stops. I think this thing could go to mid ones very easily. I'm just gonna trade my stops. Oh, RAD had a little bit of pullback candles, so now I don't have to watch it with one eye for now. AMD, it just, I tightened up my stock quite a bit on it. It's pretty extended on the weekly chart. It's very vulnerable to a pullback, Looks kind of similar to this, even though this move was over 200% and this is 50%, or it depends on where you start measuring that. But it looks vulnerable. I don't want to give back any profits. I have less than half size left. I have 20,000 shares. I think I have 8,000 or 9,000 shares left right now. 9,000 shares. BLDP, this has been annoying. Like, I owned it. I think I owned it here, got stopped out. I rebought it, had a nice profit going. pulled back, and I got stopped out on this day here near the lows, or near, not the lows of this day, but and now then I rebought it. I think I rebought it here, got stopped out here, and now I rebought it here, and I'm still in. So I have 3 losses on it so far. Oh shit, the market's open. Okay, I was a little bit too slow with my positions. So now my full focus will be on RAD. Stopped out of RAD. The higher it goes, the better. What a move. Holy shit, what a move. Oh shit, fuel cell. Gotta sell some more here. This fuel cell is in my smallest account, and I've increased my account by like a third thanks to this one trade. Pretty epic. Damn. No bounce in RAD. I want to add on pops, but put a stop on one F cell for half size. I have about half left from my entry in the mid 70 cent area. If it takes out opening range lows, I'll sell half of what I have left. I've been selling some of these tiny ones I bought yesterday, which is up 30% from my entry late yesterday. And ASRT, same thing, up 20%. Sizing down a little bit. BLC, I missed only one. I haven't had nice follow through yet. These are just a quick momentum, like froth trades, like a couple of day trades. Either they go up 30, 50, 100%, or I just get out. Yeah, looks like a bunch of stocks are looking to pull back today. Alright, RAD is now below VWAP, looking to take out opening range lows. I'm not gonna short opening range lows. I've had 2 ads now. I have about 65 cent average, not as high as I would have liked to, but it's okay, I guess. The only way I will add now is if I get a tight entry. Ideally, it goes sideways here in the low, like mid 20 area for a couple of hours, and then takes another leg lower. That would be nice. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes back to 18 or 17 bucks over the next couple of sessions. See, fuel cell gets stuff. What was the news? I know there was a PR on fuel cell. I don't know what the news was. It's probably totally irrelevant. It's just a pump momentum stock. But yeah, nothing game changing here. Random PR. F cell, looking at the weekly chart. This thing has room to. There is some resistance at $2, but if it takes out $2, this thing could go to 4. I don't think it will, but I think $2 is a reasonable target for this thing. Then it will be almost a 10 bagger from the lows years ago. Alright, RAD is starting to bounce a little bit. Reclaimed VWAP so far. Where is VWAP? 2240-ish. Here it says 2270. I have 40,000 RAD right now. I'm ready to short another 20 if I get a good setup. Do some scans here. Okay, these volatility instruments are starting to show some strength. Yeah, just got the alert on it too. Alibaba is straight up from my entry. Can't believe how clean this move has been. Just up day on up day on up day. Oh, RAD is super strong again. I'm gonna start stalking for potential. So far it reclaimed VWAP. And the volume is huge. The volume is probably gonna have a record volume day. Yeah, crazy volume. I'm gonna trade it off the 5-minute chart now. I'm looking for a potential red 5-minute candle. AXSM has data. I think it, 4Q this, it's probably, Monday or Tuesday. So it will be interesting. Hopefully it gaps up on the data to give a good shorting opportunity. Tesla is looking like a reversal candle so far. This thing is also straight up over the past few months. Could easily pull back 10%, 15%. A lot of my portfolio is turning red right now. I'm gonna move some stops. It's ASRT will break. So in the 5-minute chart, it retested VWAP again. I just sold all my MU, just to size down a little bit of exposure. So I don't really believe that much in the fundamental. I want to give back a bunch of profits if the markets are going to pull back here. Last thing I want to do is give back a bunch of profits. BABA, I'm going to keep SDNE, I'll tighten up my stock. Excel, I just got stopped out of half of what I had left, so I only have quarter size left. And if it goes red on the day, which is 13, I'm going to sell the rest. I think we may have hit peak momentum, short-term peak momentum. A lot of things are pulling back. Quite a deal. Stop buying. Oh, RAD, awesome. I'm gonna start covering. I'm short 65,000 shares. Now let's see if we can get a $2, $3, $4 move lower. I think another $2 today is perfectly possible. And over a swing, over the next 2, 3, 4 sessions, I think $3-4 are possible, maybe even 5. I'm gonna raise my stop on AS a bit more. Oh, she pulled back to my end. Looks like it. ENDP, I'm very close getting stopped out of it, which is good because I'm tired of the position. And sideways for over 2 months. Alright, let's see here. Reason why I'm keeping BABA but selling MU. BABA is a growth stock, and they're expecting new highs in earnings over the next couple of years, next year, the year after. So this is the reason why I'm gonna keep it with a wide stop, because I think this thing could go to 250, 300 over next year. While MU is a cyclical stock, and even though they are expecting pretty decent EPS growth over the next year, it's still less than it had earned in 2017 and 2019. But the stock is pretty much at the same levels. So I don't see a fundamental reason for this MU to keep going up another 30 or 50 or 100%. I just don't see a fundamental reason, And like they're expected to earn a little bit over $5 next year. Well, in 2018 they earned $12, so it's less than half what they earned in 2018. So why should the stock go up to like $60 or something? So that's the reason I don't really have a lot of confidence in this thing. It had a very good chart pattern when it broke out here, and it was good for a relatively short-term trade. But here, I just don't see much edge in it compared to BABA, which is they're seeing record earnings for next year, and also for 2021 forecasts are much higher than they were any of these years. So I can see this thing go to 250, 300, no problem. All right, RAD. I covered tiny, the 2220s, really tiny, a couple of thousand shares. Still have 63,000 shares, and I may add more. If I see a tight setup, I may add more shares. Yeah, most of my portfolio is red right now. I think I'll set a stop on it because I don't want to turn this into a red trade. Absolutely don't want to turn this into a red trade. MK, I should just sell it here. If it closes below 352, or below 350, I'll just sell it. I'm not gonna raise this stock. It should go this low, giving it a bit too much leeway. Oh, I almost got stopped though. Oh, RAD, nice. I'll cover a few more. XSM is so far holding this rising moving average. This DCPH and FTSV are two very thin biotech names that are up, like this one is up 600% over the past few months. DCPH is up 200%, or actually less than 200%. So yeah, FTSV is probably a better, probably short candidate. They had an offering at 35. Right now the stock is at 43. They had proof of concept data. That's why the stock ran up. I don't know. It's just too early in the development cycle. It's just not meaningful. So I'm thinking about doing a bunch of this thing for a swing short. The way I see it, I'm risking less than $2 with slippage possibly made. I mean, when the markets start pulling back, if they are ever gonna pull back, this FTSV could very easily go down to sub 30 in days. Once these things start unwinding. So I'm risking less than $2 to potentially make 10 plus. I think it's a pretty good risk reward. We are seeing some weakness in the market. MDR is one I miss. I had an alert set. It triggered here in the low 80-cent area. I had all the opportunity to buy it all the way up to like 90 cents or so, and just didn't take the opportunity. Now it's up almost 60%. Man, if this thing goes to over $2, that's gonna hurt. That will hurt. Okay, I have just shy of 4,000 shares of this thing short so far. Oh, I have to check if they have any data coming up. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good thing to do with. I use this site, Biopharm Catalyst /calendar/FDA calendar. Let's see. The SV. No. Okay, yeah. So no data set. No data set. Whatever. AXSM. This is the one I really want to short, but they have phase 3 data due 4Q 2019. That's the next. That's either tonight or Monday or Tuesday. And then they have more data coming first quarter. That could be that could be as early as January the 2nd, and same thing here. So they have a lot of phase 3 data coming out. Ideal scenario if they release this data set like Monday or Tuesday or something, and the stock gaps up big. That would be an ideal scenario. or if it, kind of at least doesn't gap down, because this thing is up, I think, over 1,000%. Yeah, over 1,000% this year. It's absolutely crazy. So many biotech stocks up 1,000% this year, 500% plus. Alibaba is near the highs of the day. They tried to have a red day on the stock. Nope, this thing can't have a red day. Over 20% on it now. Just, I've been talking about this thing for so many times, but you can just clearly see this is exactly like what I'm looking for in HDHD. It's the same pattern, just the same pattern. This is an institutional accumulation over many years. Had a big move, went sideways, pulled back. Been building higher lows for a year and breakout. Good earnings estimate. This is what you're looking for. And there are other ones looking like this too, or similar, like Momo. Oh, well, this is not as good, but JD is another one. Okay, this isn't as good either. But Tencent is one. Tencent, I inventory on it, but just before Christmas, this thing broke out of this range, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 60 plus next year. Amazon is another one. This one actually broke out yesterday. I was thinking about buying it, but you can clearly see, higher lows all the way. You can clearly see this pattern. 2,500 next year, why not? Yep, this thing broke out yesterday. But it's a kind of a slow mover, so I passed on it. There are faster moving stocks in the market. This BE is getting pumped together with plug, BLDP, and sell. So I have an alert on it. If this thing gets going, it goes to $10. I don't want to miss that. CLVS is kind of trying to break below this trend line. CLVS and ARW are very similar charts. Both have big moves, put in some tight triangles on the 60-minute chart, and they're just in these channels right now. Okay, let's do a scan here. Please give me a pullback in gold. I can't believe I missed it. I've been talking about this gold trade for months. Since I started streaming, I've been talking about this potential flag break, and I missed it. Or I didn't miss it, but I just passed on the trade because I had so much exposure already. Look at how great it looks on the weekly chart. So good. It looks so good. Oh, I could have bought it sub 30. Then there was another opportunity on this yesterday to buy doping range highs in the mid 30s. I passed on it twice. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the stream. So let's see. FSL is still holding up. The volume is great. Already over 40 million shares traded, which is way more than yesterday. So I don't necessarily think it's gonna pull back. With this kind of volume, why can't it go to $2? RAD is trying to bounce. And let's see. Near VWAP, it may offer a potential ad spot. SDN is, look at this higher lows channel on the weekly chart. Kinda looks like it wants to go higher. Does definitely have the earnings power. Very good estimates on this stock. Kodiak, looking good. Bounced off this 60-minute support line. Alibaba near today's highs already. Near today's gap up highs. This thing, look at the 60-minute chart. This is amazing. Look at this thing. If all stocks could look like that after you buy them, right? This is amazing. This is when institutions really want to get in. This is when you get charts like this. What's my entry? I think my entry is in the low 180s, or low 180s, somewhere there. Yeah, about 20%. Very good. And I think this thing has a lot more upside. LK, this one I also think has a lot more upside. This thing has to be with the highest revenue growth in the whole market right now. 517% last quarter. SC has pretty high too. 198%, but this LK, I can't think of any other stock that grows revenues as fast as what this one does. Nothing comes close. Like SC has super revenue growth, but it's less than half of LK's, which is just amazing. Yeah, well, this is bull market trading. You pick your spots and then you just wait. Cut your losers fast and let your winners run, because bull run can last for longer than anyone thinks is possible. That's why it's so important to trade your stops and not try to anticipate some kind of a top or whatever. Alright, that's it for me today. Thanks for joining, and I will see you on Monday.